What about lead-based paint? You always hear with like older homes, especially, and with government loans, that lead-based paint can be an issue. What's the story there?
So, so one of the caveats with a HUD home is HUD, the seller, if somebody is buying one with FHA financing, HUD is going to test the house for lead, and which is very rare. I mean, generally speaking, in the industry, there's a lead-based paint disclosure that gets signed and papers passed around to make everybody happy on that. But generally speaking, nobody tests for lead. Home buyers just don't run those tests. But in the situation with a HUD home, if they're doing an FHA loan, HUD's going to send somebody out there to test the house for lead, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're making sure the house is safe, so if they have little kids and stuff, they don't get lead poisoning. So, but what happens oftentimes on these older homes is that they'll pop positive for lead. They'll pop positive when HUD does this test. And I'll get sent it's literally like a 50, 60 page report where they go through the house and they test the whole thing for lead. They shoot, a laser or whatever at the different spot trim and the walls and everything. And they'll come back and tell us the areas that have lead. And a lot of times, like if the lender doesn't know how to navigate that process, the deal will just blow up. But it's really not a problem. So what HUD then does after they get the lead report is they get a bid to have it remediated. If the bid to remediate the paint is less than $4,000, HUD just takes care of it. Wow. They just take care of it. No big deal. It might take another week or two to get closed, but they take care of the problem. If it's more than $4,000, then what we do is we switch it over to the 203K renovation loan. We have the contractor bid out the painting that needs to happen. And really, when you're remediating lead, typically all they'll do is just paint over it. So they clean up the paint chips and stuff and then paint over it. It's good to go. And so we'll get a bid from a contractor to paint the place, and HUD will pay $4,000 of that bid. So I've done deals with buyers where it's a $5,000 cost, HUD pays $4,000 of it, and this buyer gets this freshly painted house for $1,000. That's financed into the loan. It's great. So even the lead stuff that you read out there with the HUD homes and stuff, it's really nothing to be concerned about. It all gets taken care of as part of the process.
So we talk a little bit about renovation loans, specifically FHA 203K in use with HUD homes. Can you use FHA 203K or renovation lending in general on any house that you're getting a loan on, or how does that work? Who's eligible for that? And are there certain properties that work or don't work?
Yeah, so that 203K program, that renovation, and we have a conventional renovation program and an investor renovation program. But the bottom line is renovation loans are out there. They're a real thing. They're available to, for any property really. And so the main thing with the HUD homes is it's $100 down. If somebody's buying a non-HUD home and wants an FHA renovation loan, we're going to be looking for 3.5% down. So it's still not a lot, but they got to have a little more skin in the game.
Got it. That makes sense. Now, if I'm a buyer and I want to get pre-approved for a HUD home, is the process any different than getting pre-approved for a normal mortgage?
No, not really. They just need to call us or jump online at treadstonemortgage.com, or my personal website's firstclassmortgageservice.com. But they just need to jump online and apply, and then we'll take them through the normal process of pre-approval.
Well, anyone out there looking for more information on HUD homes, HUD properties, contact Jeremy Drobek. He's the local expert with Treadstone Mortgage in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and he's looking forward to helping you.